Alright. Yikey wikeys. Alright, before we continue with Shadowbringers, I must do these class quests. Class quests. Class quests. Let me in! I need to clean my room, but it's too damn hot. I hate dust. Yanksha. Let us start with the ninja. Man, this damn helmet. Let me actually just turn it off. What you got for me, Jack? True enlightenment. Ah, glad. Boro got back not long ago. Mumbled something about his trip to the village was uneventful, then dragged his beater cases off somewhere or another, looking at the ground all the while. Jack knows how to read a cove, and something tells me the boy ain't right these days. Like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. You know the lad better than anyone. Reckon there's somewhere he'd run off to if he weren't looking to clear his head. There a waterfall in these parts, perchance? Waterfall, now that you mention it, I did hear the sound of running water when I went on a stroll the other day. I'm not quite sure why whittle ya, but if that's where you think the lad is, like, as not, you're right. Let's go see if he can't ease his cares a bit. Whoa, whoa, what's this? Whoa. I didn't even know this is a thing. Okay. Is that a Boro? Bugging me. The lad has lost his bloody mind. Glad I had hoped to spend some more time alone with my thoughts, but it is just as well. It grows cold. I would warm myself by a fire. Bum ba da da bum bum. You know me all too well, Glad. I suppose I should not be surprised. Well, you shocked the living wits out of me. I was expecting to find you in the front of the waterfall, not in it. At first I did just that, Captain Jack, but when listening to the flowing water did not calm my heart as I hoped, I took the next logical course of action. I cannot explain it. I returned to the village, fully expected to be punished for my deception and chastised for my failure to perform my duty. Instead, I was greeted as a hero, the honorable shinobi who slew the villainous Karasu, traitor to our village and country. But it is all a lie. Master Gutkai was the traitor, and were it not for Karasu putting aside the foul deeds he performed in service to his final master, my eyes would have been forever blind to the truth. That day, I promised Karasu that I would keep the truth hidden and claim the glory and accolades instead. At the time, I thought nothing of it. But it is just too much. Perhaps the man deserved to die for his sins. It is not for me to judge, but does he deserve to go to the grave as a hated villain, while I reap the fruits of his deeds I can scarcely call my own? You really are too serious for your own good, lad. Let old Jack tell you a story. Once upon a time, maybe not so long ago, there was a timber mort by the name of Milala, captain of the Yellow Jackets, who was always more style than substance, if you will to me. Long story short, Glide and me did ourselves a good deed, but alas took the credit for herself. Did a part of me resent it? Sure, I've got feelings as any other cove, but people in our business, including this Karasuruk, I reckon, need people like her. People to stand in the light man's and claim the glory, while we ply our trade in the dark. Milala might not have done the deed, but since then, they say she's a new woman, doing all she can to be a hero that people believe her to be. And not so many words, I guess that's what I'm saying is, rather than clouting yourself in the knob about glory you feel you don't deserve, why not live up to the person your friends would have you be? Talk to him. Thank you, Jack. I must admit, I have never thought of it that way. Tsubame, don't get captured again. Oh, Poro, I forgive me. I have readied the falcon as you requested. Shall we pay Master Kamui a visit? Allow me to explain, my friends. Since returning here, I have been researching the history of our village, and particularly the life of our forefather, Master Sasuke, in hopes of better understanding our foe and the grudge he bears. Tales say that Master Sasuke came to Doma on a mission so secret, no records of it were ever left. Our elders, too, were at a loss. If any possess knowledge of such ancient happenings, they said, would be the old hermit. That is what we call Master Kamui, an elder who retired from his post long ago, and now spends his days in meditation at Plum Spring, pondering the meaning of existence to depths ordinary minds can scarce comprehend. Glad, as my students, you too are an heir to Master Sasuke's legacy. I would ask that you accompany me to Plum Spring, that together we may learn the truth about the father of our art. Will you do this? Aye. Excellent. Plum Spring is not far from here, but we cannot travel there on land. Tsubame was kind enough to summon the falconer. Let us return to Nanamai. I'm no shinobi, and I wouldn't know this Sasuke from a hole in the ground, but I'm coming with you, if for no other reason than I'm dying for a change of scenery. You reckon riding one of these things is much like riding a chocobo? It is said that the old hermit's mastery of ninjutsu is so complete that he requires no food, no sleep, and has conquered death itself. Mind you, it is also said that the source of these claims is Master Kamui himself. Master Kamui rarely accepts visitors. The elders have assured me he awaits our arrival. Do not ask me why, but they say he is particularly interested in seeing you, Tsubame. In any event, Plum Spring is but a short, pleasant flight away. When you are ready to depart, pray speak to the falconer over there. What? They said to speak to him. Okay. Oh, this is the place up top. So they make sure you can do anything, any of the important stuff, even if you don't have flying. That's cool. It's pretty and all, but what's a cove to do in the for fun in these parts? Yeah, we're over here. It is beautiful, is it not? They say the plum blossoms have been in bloom here since before the dawn of time. My aching back. This is the esteemed Master Conway. I can scarcely wait to hear what words of enlightenment he would share with us. Oh boy. A thousand apologies for the intrusion, Master Kamui. It is I, Orboro. I have come seeking knowledge of Master Sasuke and the founding of our village. If it would be not be an imposition, pray share with us your great wisdom. Who? I don't know any my back. Every word I speak is a dagger to me. No, this won't do at all. I'll need medicine, the usual, that is. Liver of a Yangsha tiger, horn of a rhino beetle, claw of a domed weasel. Yes, that always does its trick. Yes, I simply cannot carry on a conversation in such pain, so be on your way, boys. You stay here, my little swallow, and keep an old man company. Get out of there. For every word being a dagger in him, he sure likes his prattling. Oboro, where have I heard that name before? Enlightenment, my arse, this old coot's a real piece of work. Oboro, ah yes, the dim little boy who could never quite match the wits and skills of his friend Karasu. Oh, Yes, that is I. It is my honor to bring you the medicine you seek, master. Forgive me, my friend, but it seems we have little choice but to indulge the master. Between the three of us, hopefully it will not prove too trying a task. Let's return to Nimai. I've half a mind to enlighten the old coot with a click in the muns. Playing errand boy for Master Conway. What a splendid turn of events. In any event, let us split up and make short work with this. I will hunt down a Yangsha tiger. Jack, pray see to the rhino beetle horn. Glad I entrust the domed weasel claw to you. My apologies for troubling you with such a menial task, but I fear Master Conway is nothing if not stubborn. In any event, let us return here when we have found what he seeks. Dun, dun. Why didn't they just give me the beetle? Or the tiger? Pop goes a weasel. Come on. Oh, I got him level 70. To think I sailed clear across the Ruby Sea to go bug hunting. Glad I trust you were able to procure a weasel claw. Thank you, friend. I am pleased to report that Captain Jack and I were also successful in our hunts. Let us return to the Plum Spring and hope that Master Conway is feeling more talkative. It's all the same to you lads. I'll be staying here. Thank you kindly. I'm not like as not to give that old coot a clout and nub, and I reckon your elders wouldn't take kindly to that. follow the only path to true enlightenment. Master Kamui, forget yourself. Is it just me, or does Master Kamui seem rather spry given his condition? No matter, let us give the man what he asked for. Oh, my favorite medicine never fails to put a spring in an old man's step. But Master Kamui, we have not begun to boil the... Forgive me. What I mean to say is, it warms my heart to see you well. So it was Sasuke's secret mission you wished to hear of, my boy? Let me see what I remember. It was oh so long ago. Once upon a time in Hingashi, in the time they called the Age of Strife, there lived a man named Hanzo the First, leader of the Kagekakushi clan. He crafted a summoning mudra of terrifying power. Many a warlord did covet this power, that they might wield it to unify the warring states under their rule. Hanzo would hear nothing of it. Time and again he turned down prestigious posts and untold riches, declaring that the mudra would be used only in defense. He recorded his knowledge on a single scroll and sealed it away far from the eyes of man. Some time later, a vagabond came to Kagekakushi after the villagers nursed back to health. He explained that he had fled across the sea from the land of Doma to escape the reign of a tyrant. So it was that Hanzo the First, moved deeply by the traveler's story, called upon Sasuke, his most trusted protege, to carry the forbidden knowledge across the Ruby Sea and bring freedom to the people of Doma. Sasuke wielded the power but once, such was its power. In a matter of moments, the tyrant's army crumbled before its might, and the Doman people at last knew freedom. But Sasuke felt that his job was not yet done. He resolved to remain in Doma and established a village here, that he might train his new countrymen to carry on his legacy, pass down the art of ninjutsu to future generations. That is the untold story of our village's origins. As for the forbidden mudra by whose power Doma's freedom was won, who can say why our ancestors feared it so? All that we know is that he was not content to merely seal the scroll away, but took his blade in hand and sliced it clean in two. One piece was presented as an offering to the king of Doma, in celebration of the nation's newfound freedom. The other he sealed away in his village, our village, never again to see the light of day. I suspected as much. Master Sasuke was no traitor or deserter, but a shinobi of honor. Even at the time, it is said that Hanzo the First told none other than Sasuke. Told none other of Sasuke's true mission. Though unfortunate, it is little surprise that today, centuries later, his descendants see Sasuke as little more than a traitor who stole away with their greatest treasure and fled to a foreign land. Thank you, Master Kamui. This has proved more enlightenment thing beyond my wildest hopes. Glad to hear it, boy, but don't think I'll take kindly to you interrupting my blissful enlightenment again. As for you, my little swallow, you're welcome to come back anytime. Sorry to interrupt your lecherous little paddle, but the princess here got news to share, and I'm afraid it ain't of the good variety. Oboro, you must move quickly. Our men afield have reported that the Kagekakushi clan musters their forces in full, and means to march on Doma. No doubt Hanzo has figured out where the other half of the scroll lies. There is no time to lose. Must return at once and prepare to defend the village. Aye. This Hanzo doesn't waste any time, does he? Seems our job's simple enough. We need to grapple his half of the skull before he gets his daddles on ours. Tsubame has gone to deliver the news to the elders. Meanwhile, Princess Yuki makes for the Ruby Sea to look out of the Kakakuchi's army's approach. We know not the size of our foe's army, nor their strength, only that both are formidable, and then some. Suffice it to say, we will be tested as never before. What time we have, I implore you to devote yourself to your trainings as if our very lives depended on it, for surely they do. Hold on, what is this thing? What is that? What's going on here? I don't know what's happening. Are they gonna fight that thing? What is that thing? Get in a PT, generate aggro, get credit. We just tag it. I don't know. You need to be in the party? Yeah, someone said to tag it. I got some seals. What does it say? You have been rewarded for contributing. Playing? What is this? Why do you have to party up? Just everybody needs to tag it. Whatever. Alright. Time for the finale. When clans collide. Ten, Chi, Jin. Was that some cone? It is time, glide. The army. Wait, what is. This time, glide. The army of the Kage Kakushi clan marches on Yangsha even as we speak. Princess Yuki keeps a watch from afar, and she says their numbers are legion. We must gather our brothers and sisters of the village and make towards the Ruby Sea to meet them head on. There is one thing, however, that does not sit well with me. Princess Yuki tells it there is no sign of Lord Hanzo among the advancing army, though we met only the once. He does not strike me as a man who would stay home and let others fight his battles. He is surely plotting something, but what? Have you any ideas, man? He would strike at our blind spot. But of course, he means to circle across, around it and cross over to Yangsha by way of the Azim Steppe, catching us from behind. And yet our foe vastly outnumbers us. We simply cannot afford to spread our forces thinner than they already are. If Hanzo means to sneak through the back door undetected, like as not he comes alone, I would trust the defense of the steppe to you. Go in safety, my friend, and may the kami smile on us today. Can't speak for you, but getting caught between two squabbling ninja clans wasn't high on my to-do list. Still, we're on the ship together, so might as well see the voyage through to the end, I reckon. If that Hanzo shows up, grab his half of the scroll for me, will ya? Bum bum dum bum dum bum 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 be dum bum bum da da bum bum sync it up. Pardon me, my boy, I seem to have lost my way. Could you show an old man to the plum spring? Clearly you're not as stupid as your friends, but it is too late. The scroll has returned to the hand of its rightful owner, and everything proceeds accordingly to my plan. As expected, Domin no Jutsu was a sad sight to behold. My heir Sasuke's sorry gets struggle to wield 3 mudra. The Jonin of the Kagekakushi command 4 with ease. Bunshin no Jutsu, so we call it in the Hingan tongue, mirrors and mirrors of mirrors. In a matter of moments, my few loyal men appeared from afar to be a legion, with all but a few abandoning the village to meet the challenge of my army. It was simple enough to put it on the guise of the old man and walk out with what was rightfully mine. That is the difference between a true shinobi and the Domin Horsens, who dishonor our name with their very existence. But the dishonor ends today. At long last I shall wipe the earth of the sons of Sasuke the shamed, the thief who stole my great ancestors' knowledge and consigned our proud clan to ruin. I should not waste my time with a false shinobi such as you, and yet there is a sharpness, an edge in your technique that your Domin friends lacked. Yes, you should make a fine test for my newfound powers. Ba-dum. He's got scrolls. Nani? Come, great beast, Hanzo the Hidden, descendant of your first master, bids you come. What the? Dumpity dump dump, dumpity dump dump. What is the meaning of this? So fearsome, their floppy ears, so terrifying, their sharply protruding teeth. The audience gasps in horror. Karasu. Oi. I killed you! I thought you sharper than that, my friend. There was some resemblance around the eyes, I'll admit, but the real me is so much more handsome. Alley-oop! The lordling is dumbfounded, so stubbornly proud was he of his precious 4th mudra. Never in a million years did it occur to him that my master Gekkai had mastered the same technique, the technique he imparted to me. Oh, and if those lovely little creatures thumping about you didn't give it away, that scroll in your hands is quite fake. I couldn't very well let forbidden knowledge fall into the wrong hands, now could I? Though you only succeeded in killing my mirror, you did try to kill me. I really didn't appreciate that. My poor little chick, you always end up doing the little dirty work, don't you? But worry not, for this time at your side stands not Oboro, but the Dim, or some 2 guild rogues, but the most stylishly lethal shinobi this realm has ever seen. Let's say we cut this self-important sop down to size. Aye. You dare mock me? Your every breath brings shame to the ancestors of our art, my ancestors. We'll pay for your insolence. Come. What the? cannot strike what you cannot see. Oh shit. All weak. Lucky guess. Stack. I'm not stacking, I mean. Never in fear before my might. Nani? Pretty well cast on that. Oops. No, I'm not even targeting him. Oh my god, just die already, long lost. Combat ninjutsu, witness the true master. Nani? Kana Shibari? Oi! What the hell? I was stoned! I cannot fail to the likes of you. You've come far, my little chick. I dare say you could teach the dim one a lesson or two. Bear borrow the details. I have a reputation to uphold after all, but it was rather exhilarating to fight on the same side for once. We really should do it again sometime. Until we meet again, exit our hero. Stage right. What's this he say? Karasu still lives? I knew the slippery bird had another trick up his sleeves. All's well that ends well, right? Yeah? Seems that Karasu fellow was the right Bene Ko. After all, reckon you're lucky to have a friend like him. Lucky? For all the trouble he's put us through, I would sooner have 1,000 arch enemies. Yeah. You'll be pleased to know we made short work of the Kagekushi army. As soon as we realized they were mostly smoke and mirrors, it weren't long before we milled what was left of them. We could not have done it without you, Glide. You are the savior of our village. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And we can rest easy, knowing that half of the Forbidden Scroll is safely back in our hands. But if the half Karasu gave to Hanzo is at the Isle of Beko was a fake, that means... Curse it all, that confounded crow. My duty is clear. I must pursue Karasu and recover the scroll. Tsuzabame, pray tell the elders that I will be returning to Eorzea for the foreseeable future. Do not mention Karasu's name. Remember, the official story is that the traitor is long since dead. Do not worry, Oboro. I will see that the elders leave you alone, as I always do. Sharpened up a bit, haven't you, lad? Now, if you don't mind, I'll be taking the false scroll back with me into Limsa. If even the Hanzo couldn't whittle the difference, old Carvalian and the Krakens aren't like to know any better. Glide, Boro. It was my honor to lend my blade to your cause. I wish I could have cut down a few more of Hanzo's henchmen, but oh well, I suppose one can't have it all. Now I must return home to to Hells. I've forgotten Akagi. The poorest fool's probably tearing the realm upside down looking for me. I must be off, friends. Janet. The Mort keeps you on your toes. I'll give her that. And with that, I'd best be moving. My dew beaters as well. And then I too shall take my leave. My friends, it was as ever an honor to fight by your side. Glide, if you are not in a hurry to return to your adventures, I would have a word with you. Pray meet me at the storehouse upon your return to Lanasea. Ba ba da ba da. Ba da ba ba. Mail, you got mail. Oh no, what did I just do? What did I just do? What did I just do? Let's open it here. Ba-ba-da. Oh, what is all this? Let's close this. Close this. Close this. Five business days. Pray for me. Oh yeah, I got a dinosaur. From... whatchamacallit? Eureka. And it flies. It's like a dragon. Be free. Glide, thank you for coming. I have been reflecting on recent events and contemplating what it means to walk the path of a shinobi. I know you to be the contemplative sort as well, so I would share with you thoughts. When I first came to Eorzea, I thought only of fulfilling the duty entrusted to me by my elders. It would be no exaggeration to say that it was my sole purpose in life. Meeting you learned the truth of Master Genkai from Karasu. These experiences changed me. In the end, I forsook my duty to favor of following my own heart. I faced my old master in combat and slew him for his treachery. Even after that, I remained here in Eorzea to follow my own sense of duty. But even though I believed in the path I had chosen, in my heart of hearts, a part of me was unsure. My true home not my village? Is my true duty not to the brothers and sisters I left behind? I have pondered time and again the story of Master Sasuke as told by the old hermit. At long last, it is clear to me. Master Sasuke could have returned home after freeing the people of Doma in the Triumph's reign. In fact, one could say it was his duty to do so. Instead of, he chose to remain there, founded the village where I was raised. This was not his duty, at the very least not a duty tasked to him by his master, Hanzo the First, but rather a cause he took up on his own accord. In this sense, I cannot blame the descendants of the Kage Kakushi from viewing him as little more than a dishonorable renegade, worthy of scorn. Nevertheless, Master Sasuke was willing to forsake his legacy and the recognition of his people to follow a path that he truly believed in. I have no intention of abandoning my village entirely, but I too would follow in my ancestors' footsteps in my own humble way. My first mission that I have given myself is to track down Karasu and bring the stolen scroll back to the village where it belongs. He is ever an elusive bird, and the task will not be easy, but I will welcome the challenge. But forgive me, Glide, I have rambled on enough. You have proven yourself to be a true shinobi, and more than that, a true friend. I look forward to the day when we can stand together once more. Yeah, ooh. It's between this and the Black Mage quests one. That's the best. It's morphin' time. Ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da. No no. I have asked Subami to tell the elders. I don't know if it's... Okay, what is this? Able to execute ninjutsu in succession. What does that mean? Where's the target dummy? Is there one out here? The target dummy right here, no? Come on. Temporarily converts each of the 3 mudra into a ninjutsu action. Executing one of these actions will convert the remaining mudra into a different ninjutsu action until all 3 have been executed. Or it expires. Only ninjutsu available while active. The same ninjutsu cannot be executed twice. Cannot be executed while under the effects of kasatsu. The hell's kasatsu? Look at this, so many damn buttons. No more buttons. Wait, what is this? Oh. Maybe I should actually put this. Oh no, that's fine. I hope I don't. I'm definitely gonna mess that up. What can I put instead? Nothing. I don't have another button for it. Mug. Why do I have mug? Like a good neighbor, doop boop doop. I'll just learn it. Hey. Or maybe I could put this here, like that. Okay. Maybe switch these two. Assassinate is now this. Okay, next is Machinist. I have no clue where the next quest is. How does this look? Machinist. Let's go to Ishgard. Oh Where's the next quest? I actually don't even know where it is. I don't know where my next quest is. Maybe it's in Kagane. Where? What happened last time? We are... Wait, what? Is this it right here? Oh. Oh, it's Hilda. Okay. Snouts down, tails up. Where have you been, Glide? I've been itching to open this letter from Rosenthal, but he's adjusted to you. Come on, let's hear what he has to say. Mystery solved. I took a good look at Naldic and Willem's stock and firearms. I thought this was the Dark Knight quest, that's why, but yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And the firearms one of theirs. Limsa has some bloody strict regulations on the export of firearms, so our bandit chief must have had a back alley supply. Get your orders to Limsa Lumensa and we'll find out who put that weapon in our thieves' hands. I'll be at the Aetherite on the lower decks, so he's on the trail then. Good luck. Just let me get my gear. We can be off. You're going with Glide? Is that really a good idea? I'm with Sim on this one, Hilda. If the leader of the hounds starts picking corals on foreign soil, we could be looking at all sorts of trouble for Ishgard. Ishgard's where the bloody trouble started. Since when have folk of the Broom been content to sit back and let others handle the dirty work? I'm going, and with that's the end of it, but I promise I'll be on my best behavior. Once our Hilda sights a target, she's not one to question pulling the trigger. There's no arguing with Hilda when she gets like this. Usually we try to watch her back, but that'll just have to be your job while you're in Limsa. Don't you listen to them too. I'm perfectly capable of being reasonable, and besides, I'm sure Rosenthal will be glad to have me alone. Wrap it up. What's that sour look for then? What in the bloody hells is she doing here? I put your bleeding name on the letter after all? I need to see this through. If I don't, then what are the hounds good for? You'll just have to humor me. I was aiming to avoid political complications, seeing as Glide and me ain't tied too tightly to any one nation. Just lucky I've got a soft spot for fools but ignore the risk to make a point. Let's get to it then. The bloke most likely to have supplied that firearm is the same bastard that tried to buy the sword, our black marketeer friend. If we're lucky, he might have an idea of where the brigands run off to. I have a mind to squeeze until an answer pops out. I'd like to have a word or two with that bandit leader myself. He's a loose end what needs tying up. Then we're on the same page. According to my sources, we should find the merchant and the anchor yard. Let's get over there and get this business over with. It takes me a while to remember what class I'm in. Good job. Wait, where is this? Where are we going? Where is this? Bam, ba-da-dam, ba-da-dam, bam, ba-da-bam. I got the Glock. You ain't getting away this time, matey. Let's start talking before I start cutting. Good day to you, Master Merchant. How about we have a little chat then? Well, if it isn't the hounds, was it? What can a humble peddler such as myself do for Ishgar's finest? Help us capture the bandit leader. I am but a humble merchant. Surely I would be more hindrance than help in such an investor. If you're not feeling helpful, then maybe I should pay a visit to the Yellow Jackets and mention the firearm your valid customers was using. Maybe I'll just skip straight to them as Hupples the Cold. Now, let us not be too hasty. Perhaps I can make an exception in this case. In exchange for your silence regarding my trade in exotic weapons, I believe the gentleman in question has a camp at Providence Point, the Central Highlands. That is where I would look. Providence Point, eh? Well, it's a start. If you're playing us false, I'll be back to feed the crabs with your lying tongue. In fact, if I ever hear you dealing in stolen goods again, can add a few more body parts to that list. Nice doing business with you. Never accept a deal from a client you know not about, but that woman offered me so much gold I ignored my own rule. Mayhap it is time I retired from this business. Oh. What? How did you? You've signed your own death warrant coming here. Honey? Big damage. Watch out. No effect. Gods, no, you've killed me, great precious. I came running when I heard the shots, but it seems you had things well in hand. Oh, bugger me, there's more of you. Please, I'll do anything you ask. Just don't kill me. Stop your blabbering, cur. We ain't got to kill you. Not just yet, any road. That'll depend on the answers you give us. Answers? What's he's on about, Glad? Identity of the bandit's employer. Wait, weren't the black market bloke? I guess he'd have wanted more than just the sword, eh? Then The mother brigands we captured were bloody clueless. They only knew what the job was, not the who or the why. Meaning the whole deal was made through this bastard. Start barking, dog, and might just save your own hide. We was pirates once. That is until the bitch admiral passed her bloody law. Blokes like us, though, we ain't cut out for honest work. We'd almost drunk through the last of our plunder when the back alley peddler showed up with such overpainted wench. She said she'd a job for us. All we had to do was filch a special sword from the Holy See. For the purse she offered, we'd have stolen the whole bleeding vault. And who was this woman? Part of the deal was we didn't ask no questions. Even the merchants didn't know her real name. It was odd, but we need the coin, and I didn't rightly care either. The job itself was easy as taking a piss. She even paid for me to have a firearm to use, and sent us down a road where we didn't see no guards, though the gods only know how she managed that trick. All we did was follow her map, then shoot the locks on the vault. Walked in, grabbed the sword, and walked out. Bold as you please. Trouble came after the delivery was made. She gave the blade back to you. Aye, she sent for me the day after. Pushed the sword back into me hand, along with a sack full of coin. Said she'd made a mistake or something, and that I should sell the damn thing. Well, I ain't fool enough to try fencing a relic like that on me own, so I went back to the merchant. You were fool enough not to properly burn your contract of sale. How do you think we found you the first time? Contract of sale? The hell's are you talking about? You think I'd leave a deal like that in ink for the whole world to see? Things are starting to make sense now. There's just one little problem with your story. I've told you the truth, I swear. It was the wench that put us up to it. Aye, that bit I believe. What catches in me craw is her reason for handing back the sword. That was no mistake, and us finding the contract of sale this bastard says he never wrote was no mistake either. Neither. No, he was all led by the nose to reclaim Huntington before it was sold, and the quickest way to learn the why of it might be to ask the blade itself. Would you mind carting this piece of offal back to Ishgard, Rosenthal? Come with me, Glide. We need to pay us a visit to Muscadine and convince him to take a closer look at the sword. That sword. If it weren't for that witch Merwood and her shite-eating log, I'd still be sailing free on the high seas. I'll take care of this peasant. You just concern yourself with the speck of the sword. Master Glide, how may I... you again. Was there some choice insult you'd forgotten to spit at me during our previous meeting? Truce, Muscadine. I wouldn't be here if it weren't important. I see. I see, so you believe that hunting may have been altered in some fashion before you were allowed to reclaim it? It's a bit too bloody convenient, don't you think? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'd rather look the fool than risk something happening at the ceremony. You need to check that sword. I must admit, your passion confounds me. The blade is recovered and your hounds have done their duty. Why bother pursuing such a faint suspicion? Why willingly endure the presence of a man you so clearly despise? I hate your bleeding guts. But once we take on a job, we do the damn thing right. Lyde gave his all to save Ishgard. How could I look him in the eye if I let our petty feud get in the way of my duty? Such pride. I've not seen this side of you before. Whoa, 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 whoa. If it is as you say, if there truly is some flaw or trickery in the blade that disrupts the ceremony, the consequences could be grave indeed. Didn't I take off helmets? Why is it still on? And yet there are rules in the place which prevent me from simply handing Krunzing over to the hounds. Furthermore, our resident blacksmith has already inspected the recovered weapon and declared it sound. Even so, I will call upon Lord Stephanivian to conduct an independent examination. Machinists may notice a detail that a blacksmith would overlook. I trust this can be accomplished with the requisite discretion. Very good. As far as the release of hunting is concerned, the manufactory is a sanctioned facility. The bureaucrats will be satisfied even should I secure the necessary permissions after the fact. I shall begin making the arrangements. Well, that's that then. Let's get back to the broom and tell the news to Rosenthal. Back to the broom again. Not again. Back to the broom again. Where is it? Settings? Display headgear. Does this change between classes? What was I? I was ninja? Did I not apply it? What? It definitely didn't have my headpiece on in those other cutscenes. Or did I turn it back on and I didn't even realize? That could have easily happened too. Keep one in near your weapon, Glide. You got to say this business ain't over by a long shot. Back then, are you? I don't rightly know what the story was with that sword, but Hilda seems happy that with what we did, and that's good enough for me. Lord Sevinavian will get to the bottom of this. You see, if he doesn't, the best thing we can do is get back to our drills and leave him to it. These Muscadanes, not known for his love of the lowborn, I didn't expect he just... I thought I'd have to put up more of a fight, is what I'm saying. Well, the sword's with the manufacturer now, so I've no complaints. That's where I meant to take it in the first place. Now we wait. But don't get too comfortable, Glide. Things are sure to come to a head soon enough. The mongrel and the knight. Flamethrower. We've just had a messenger from the manufacturer. Seems they've finished looking over the sword. Let's head on over and hear what Lord Stephanivian has to say. All the relevant parties appear to be present, if you would. Hello, Stephanivian. Very well, I cut straight to the point. I discovered a small bomb concealed inside the hilt of the sword. Whoa! This particular explosive was part of a batch intended for Temple Knight training purposes. It is designed to be detonated from a distance. I won't bore you with specifics, but I assure that I am quite familiar with its capabilities. After all, I was the one who made it. Bloody hell, someone went to a lot of trouble to sneak the bomb into the ceremony. An assassination attempt? Unlikely. As I said, these bombs were designed for training exercises. Even if you were grasping the hilts when it exploded, wouldn't you even lose a finger? Some nasty burns at most. That would be more than enough. The sacred blade were to be dropped during the investitures. Many in the crowd would interpret that as a sign from the Fury. The Lord Commander authority would come into question, and responsibility for the incident would fall squarely upon the hounds. So someone wishes to discredit the watch beyond salvation. That would explain the ridiculous rumors presently circulating amongst the lords and ladies. Rumors? What rumors? Why, that fronting thefts and recovery was orchestrated entirely by the watch itself. Some of the more impressionable members of the nobility are convinced you armed bandits with firearms, instructed them to steal the sword, and capture them yourselves to elevate your standing. Then the mood's already sour and simmering. If the sword exploded on top of that, it'd be like throwing oil on a fire. Reason be damned. Be the watches adds on the chopping block. Who could have instigated the gossip behind these baseless accusations, or ordered the events surrounding Fronting's death to be kept to the strictest of confidences? A treacherous temple knight. That's a possibility, I grant you, but I'm more inclined to lay blame at the foot of this lady client who started the whole mess. All that lady, I remember. I suspect this villainess fears the threats to the status quo, the high profile of the hounds, that has made you a target. A strike against you is a strike against the idea of any commoner bearing the power of a firearm. I'm flattered to know we've become so important, that she picked the wrong pack of dogs to corner. Now it's our turn to go on the hunt. Going after the mastermind, eh? I'm all for a bit of retribution, but we'll need a better description than overpainted wench. Fortunately, my prospectometer and I are one step ahead of me. This time, as soon as I discovered the bomb, I set to work crafting a device that would help us pinpoint the location of its paired detonator, and thus led us directly to the one who holds it. I propose we simply proceed with the ceremonious plan, catch this fool red-handed. Not a bad plan, as long as we're prepared for any accomplices she might have lurking around along with her. The ceremony is almost upon us, so let's steel ourselves for the task at hand. Aye! We'll sort out our strategy, then head back to the brim. It's there when you're ready, Glad. I have some final calibrations to make to the detection device. It may need further adjustments as it hones on the signal, so I shall be on hand to assist you at the St. Valerian's Forum. They said the broom, right? Oh. It's time to sync it up. I weren't planning on doing more teach trigger work, but the elves with let's catch these bastards. Go and take care of them bastards that's tried to frame us, or keep an eye on Hilda while you're at it, eh? Don't worry about the ceremony security. If it's what we've been training for, we'll show them blue bloods just how far we've come. Right, Glide, the ceremony is about to begin. Here's the plan. Use Muscadine, and the other hounds will be handling security as scheduled, so as not to arouse suspicion. We reckon the lady will have someone watching the proceedings, ready to tell her the best moment to detonate that little bomb, likely right as the blade rests on an initiate's shoulder. That's how I do it, anyhow. The watcher shouldn't be too hard to spot, and the hounds can nab him before he gets away. Meanwhile, we'll be waiting at St. Valerian's Forum with Stephanivian's device. ready to move as soon as we're sure of the detonator's location. Bring your best ammunition, Glide. If this woman can organize a clear route to the vault, then she's like to have worse than a few ragged bandits on her side. Let's do it. What's taking so long, boss? The ceremony's already begun. Some quiet, if you will, if I can catch the exact moment of the detonators is activated. I have it! The signal came from the far edge of the broom. Yeah, the smug bastards are hiding right in our home territory. Right then, we'd best go give them a proper bloody welcome. Bang bang. These are gang wars. This is Melissa. Is the crowd enjoying our little What? Nothing? Not even a puff of smoke? Surprise! We found your bomb! Oh! The hounds! I know you. You're that noble bitch that ignored me outside the vault. The right place at the right time to plant that bandit room, eh? I suppose he was the one who penned that contract of sale, too. What nonsense is this? I have no memory of fraternizing with commoners. Got your attention this time, didn't I? A good thing, too, since I have a wagon load more questions for you. Here's one. Are your Inquisitor friends, they're going to come quietly? What? You and your hounds will be the ones who surrendering their arms this day. Nani? Not only have you interfered with official inquisitorial business, you've also insulted and accused an innocent member of the nobility. Mayhap a spell in the dungeon will remind you of your station. Now see here, the hounds have solid evidence that these individuals are party to serious crime. Speak with Sir Muscadine, and all will be explained. Oh wait. Now we meet the rest of the rats. If you were wondering how the noble wench got hold of a training bob or cleared a route through the vaults for the bandits, then here's your answer. I reckoned they'd show their whiskers sooner or later. You're sworn to protect Ishgard and you chose to throw your lot in with this highborn dolt? Sir Americ's fighting to keep the city from tearing itself apart. Why don't you just stab a blade into his back while you're at it? The time for empty bravado has passed, child. We are not common savages. Give yourselves up, and I promise you shall live to see the morrow. You can stick that promise right up your arse. That common enough for you? Oh! This is over. In our authority as Ishgard's watch, we're taking you in for the crimes of larceny, insurgency, and general bloody idiocy. Talk to him, Hilda. Go ahead and resist us then. I bloody dare you! How dare you speak to me in such a manner? Dispose of this lore-born filth. Big damage. What's going on? That went well. Wait, where's the noblewoman? You let her out of your sight, Hilda. The wench must have slipped away while we was in the thick of it. She can't have gotten far. There, she flees towards the ark. Glide, come on, you lots, after her. Guards! Here! Aid her sight. I know not their grievance, but these low-born ruffians seek to cause me harm. Let us dispense with the theatrics, Baroness Melis. See, after capturing your accomplice at the ceremony, it was surprisingly easy to prize free the details of your plan. Wait, what? You have sided with these common curs? I thought you a proud member of the nobility, as one of the chosen few. How can you countenance any act that places power in the filthy hands of the broom born? The chosen few? An accident of birth allowed us the privilege to fight for our nation, and I for one welcome our new comrades in arms. Your actions brand you an enemy of Ishgard, and you will pay for your crimes. Monka, shake! This is blasphemy. I'm an inquisitor. You betray your bloodline, and thus it falls to me to excise the corruption seeping into our nation's veins. Whoa, 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 is she going dragon mode? Baroness Melissae? What is she gonna do? I'll kill you! I'll kill you all! What is she doing? She's a mage. It seems we are past talking. Forward hands. Dragon's blood. I will not to her say I must perish by fire and flame. Did she just quaff the blood of a dragon? I'd heard the tales, but to see the transformation firsthand. Can't say I expected that much from the Inquisitor. She lost her bloody marbles. Death to your lowborn. Death to all vermin. Burn! Burn in righteous flame!
One shot, one kill.
One shot, one kill. Transfiguration. Corporeal form has been altered. Boy, watch it. Whoa, 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 you have defiled my beloved Ishgard. I will turn the city to ash. I don't like the looks of that fireball. Better do something, Glide. Wait, what? Oh. I noticed. Look at your back, Glide. Come over to me. The bomb.
Let's finish it.
Oh. Ouch. Like a dog in the gutter. Oi! Killed him. Are you okay? I see everything. Big damage. Take her away. It is finished. The Baroness and her cronies believe that none but the nobility are fit to lead Ishgard's people. They resented efforts to bring highborn and lowborn closer in standing. It would seem that the Hound's formation was too great a threat to be endured. All we want is a little respect and the strength to defend our home. What are they so bloody afraid of? They fear the erosion of their status, and I must confess to feeling a whisper of that unreasoning terror. Had I succumbed to my jealousy and hate, I may have joined them upon their twisted path. But I had misjudged you. I believed you so reviled the circumstances of your birth that you sought only to bring ruin upon Ishgard. Until recently, you wouldn't have been far off the mark. It was Glide and Sir Emerick who convinced me that fighting for the change was a damn sight more worthwhile than adding to the misery. Indeed. Pray forgive the barbs I have slung at you and your hounds, Captain. I have been blind to the courage and determination of the common folk, and I humbly request that the watch continue to aid us in the defense of the city. You didn't deserve all the spite I spat at you, neither. I see his face when I look at you, and I just can't bloody help myself. I'll try to work on that, though, His face? Talking about Sir Merrick. I must go now and see to the processing of the prisoners. Be well, sister. Sister? Wait, what? Alright, oh, then it's his father? Their father? Sister! Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why did I say Sir Menelaine? I meant Emerick. No, that wouldn't have made sense. Your siblings, then? I was unaware that you and Sir Muscadine were so closely connected. I left that part out, did I? He's my half-brother, born to another woman, and after my darling dad cast my mom back onto the streets. Oh. Well, that ain't the thing that what you just blurt out now, is it? Not something I bring up often, no, and I don't reckon Muscadine was too keen on declaring his relation to the Mongol, especially after he'd inherited the whole man's estate. Well, it might be as you can put that bad blood behind you now, better than drowning in it any road. Might be as you're right, Mahasnathal. Echan! A most admirable woman you become, my dear, not to mention a champion to the people of the Broom. It seems I was right to put that firearm in your hand. And I thank you for taking that gamble. You gave me more than just a weapon that day. You gave me control over my fate. If it weren't for you, I'd likely still be scrounging in the street and cursing at the sky. 'Tis gratifying indeed to see how far you've come. Now, I really must return to the workshop. This mountain of commissions only grows larger and longer. The larger, the longer I neglect it, as Joy would so sharply remind me. Adieu. I bid you adieu. Bid you adieu. I bid you adieu. We'd best get back to the Broom ourselves. Sim and Udestan will be wondering what's become of us. Aye. Our job here is finished, wouldn't you say, Glad? After seeing how the Temple Knights handled guard duty, I realized a few things the hounds could stand to do better. A bit more training and a bit more discipline, and we'll get there. We did it, eh? After all that, the ceremony went smooth as a babe's backside. I wonder what our next assignment will be. The sword's been returned, the Baroness is in fetters, and the hounds have shown themselves a force to be reckoned with. Happy endings all around, eh? Your lads and lasses was a bit rough to start with, but I can't really call them pups anymore. You'll do fine without us, I'd say. But so you're both leaving then? I thought you'd have a few more tricks to share. Don't start whining now, lass. We've given you tools and the foundation. You can build the rest of the bleeding house yourself. Aye, that we can. Thank you. Alright, let's not get all bloody sentimental then. I'm off. Fair winds to you, Glad. Our thanks to you as well, Glad. Come back and visit when you can. I'm sure the hounds will have some new stories to tell. Yosh! Shadowbringers. Stephanivian. I'm a machinist, not a man. Yo, when is this thing starting? Start already? Started. Whatever. Interesting. You could just do whatever. Damn, that's gonna be interesting. Okay. Next. Oh, flamethrower. That's it. The hell? Deliver damage over time to all enemies in the cone before you. 100 for 10 seconds. Effect ends upon using another action or move. Oh, okay. Cancels auto attack upon execution. Triggers the cooldown of weapon skills upon execution. Is it a cone? Oh yeah, in a cone before you. Okay, yeah. Nice, nice, nice. And then finally we go samurai. I'm all decked out. Why is it? Whatever. Did I not hit apply? Display headgear. I must not be hitting apply or something. All decked out. The hunt for Ugetsu. Great tidings, Glide. We've ascertained the location of Ugetsu's hideout. Captain Kongo has the details a moment, if you would. Excuse me. Glide, you are welcome. We scourge Shiden's quarters, and what should turn up among his possessions but misses received from Ugetsu. They point to a certain ruin in Yangsha. Now word of Shiden's demise will have already reached Ugetsu, and he must assume that we will track him down ere long. But he cannot run. To do so after losing his right hand would cost him much of the momentum he has painstakingly gained. As I see it, two choices remain to Ugetsu. He will await our coming, or he will bring the fight to us. Either way, the stakes are high. As you know, Ugetsu is a peerless swordsman. Only you, who bested Shiden, and perhaps myself, can stand a chance against him. As captain, my place is here at the barracks. While I hold the fort, I bid you and Makoto journey to Yangsha, there to hunt down Ugetsu. I shall pray for your safety and success. If instead the rogue should show himself here, rest assured I will give him a rousing welcome. Yangsha lies upon the mainland across the Ruby Sea. We will first make for Namai, a small mountain village, and thence go after Ugetsu and his cohorts. The ruin serving as Ugetsu's hideout is near. I shall scout on ahead. Meanwhile, pray scour the area for insurgents and tend to them. Serving this. What? Auga, auga. Dun 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 dun. Ba ba da da da. Ba ba da da da. What is this called? Iki Shoten? All that electricity. Bafuku scum. Gutsu is nowhere to be seen, then that means he's on his way to Kugane to pay your captain a visit. Kami preserve, we must hurry back. We have no time to waste, Clyde. Let us hurry back to Kugane. I mean, he said he'll take care of business, so we shouldn't have to worry. He said he's gonna take care of him. So everything's gonna be fine. Oh, wait, what? Oh no! You traitor! Look at this guy's blade! Look at that guy's blade and look at this guy. Who do you think's gonna win? Yes, looks are all that matter. It didn't even look like he swung. No! Forgive me, I was too weak. The second Segumi, yours now, must finish. Big Congo! Hers? Wait, shouldn't it be mine? I'm the disciple. Oh wait, no, they don't know. Wait, do they know that? Actually, yeah, I think they... I mean... It's not good to be known as his disciple. Well, for a moment I doubted my eyes, but it really is you, Kagetsu. I hadn't expected to see you in a Sekizugumi uniform, dear sister. Sister? This is the traitor. This is the other disciple that I have to put down. stance, yes, the very picture of Master himself. So you are Musasai's final pupil, and the samurai who felled Shiden. Shiden's trash, of course I beat that badass down. We meet at last, Ugetsu, at your service. Like you, I trained under Musasai. Like you, I was made to walk his absurd path. We are practically brothers. It's a shame then that we stand on opposing sides. Hingashi has known peace for too long. Their leaders have grown soft and they spend their days in decadence. Their existence is a plight, one that must be burned out with the fires of revolution. To kindle this fire, I bade Shiden assassinate the Tyro, but thanks to you and yours, the attempt ended in miserable failure. Till now we have kept to the shadows, but that time is past. No few people share our vision, and by bringing them into the fold, we shall have the strength to face the Bafuku openly, defeat it. Removing your captain was the first step in this endeavor. With him gone, the good men and women of the Sekizugumi may choose with their hearts. If there are any souls here who would join our cause, we welcome you with open arms. The offer stands for you too, Kagetsu. My brother pupil? Will you not create a new world with me? Create? You can create not with the edge of a blade. Nay, what you seek it to do is destroy. Should the Bakufu fall, Pingashi would be plunged into another age of blood. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Blood will flow, aye, but it will serve to nourish and strengthen a new nation, one that is free of the corruption that tainted the old. What we have now is not peace, but stagnance. Hingashi has become a morass of decay. We samurai must be the tsunami that washes it clean to make way for true peace. A samurai fights to ward off chaos, not create it. Have you forgotten Master Musasai's teachings? Clearly my breath is wasted on you, but what of the others? Will you remain mindless slaves to the Bakufu, or will you join me and bring about true change? Let's say, oh, he's not, the traitor's not here. Disappointing. I had hoped some of you would have seen sense, but if we must fight, then so be it. I have no desire to spill blood needlessly. Let us settle this away from the masses on the Isle of Beko, your people against mine. Though if I may make an observation, it seems you may want for blades. Dear sister, now that your men are aware of our connection. He is my brother, but I do not like him. Hear me, my comrades. As leader of the first squad, I have been chosen to carry on Captain Kongo's legacy. The battle against Ugetsu promises to be bloody, but come what may, we must prevail. The future of Hingashi rests upon us. Oh? Oh damn, I should have talked to them. Forgive me, Glide, but if it is all true, Ugetsu is my older brother, and Kagetsu is my birth name. though I have long cast it aside. We were born into a samurai family in the capital Bukyo. From a tender age, Ugetsu showed tremendous talent as a swordsman. Everyone knew him as a child prodigy. To me, he was always the kind and caring brother. I was proud of him. I couldn't have been prouder when the legendary Musasai took him as a pupil. Then he took to the road for his training, and I never saw him again. It was a different man who returned. Instead of easy smiles, he wore frowns. Instead of good-natured quipping, he engaged in heated tirades directed at the Bakufu and the great lords. There was so much anger But more than that, there was despair for his country. Not long thereafter, he parted ways with Master Musasai, and began instructing me in the katana. As far as back then, I believed he harbored the dream of toppling the Bakufu, and so he instilled in me the skills to survive in a war-ravaged world. In time, I came into my own as a samurai. And then it happened. My brother assassinated high-ranking officers of the Bakufu, and our family was made to pay the price. Our line was ordered wiped from existence. My parents were summarily executed, and 'twas only by chance that I escaped their fate. On the streets and without a home, I journeyed to Gugane. I adopted the name Makoto and knocked on the Sekizugumi's doors, with but one purpose in my mind, punishing Ugetsu. We may share the same blood, but I can never forgive him. Our parents' blood is on his hands. But for all my determination, I am no match for my brother, and while his cause grows in strength, mine only weakens. In our culture, people are defined first by their birth, and the revelation that I am kin to Ugetsu has shaken my men's faith in me. They may not accept my authority, even though the captain willed it. And with him gone, there is naught I may depend upon save mine own conviction, and you, Glide. Even should it cost me my life, I swear to end my brother's ambition. I pray that you will stand with me through this trying time. Eastern Bow. But of course you had a secret to hide. I know not what is worse, that you were a pupil to the crab in Musasai, or that the captain is sister to the insurgent Ugetsu. This guy hates us. If even Captain Kongo could not defeat Ugetsu, no amount of training will avail to us. It has to be a lie. Makoto couldn't possibly be Ugetsu's sister, could she? Yes, it's a lie. Cope. I feel like there should be one more guy. I guess not. The battle on Beko. Guren. Glide, my fears have become a reality. Members of the Sekizugumi are deserting one after another, finding out that I am Ugetsu's sister and you, Musasai's pupil, has shattered their faith in our cause. With so many gone, we haven't the strength to face the insurgents. We have to convince them to return somehow. There is no two ways about my connection to Ugetsu, but if we can dispel the stigma surrounding Master Musasai at least, they may yet have a change of heart. I require but a chance to speak my piece. Will you help me round up our disillusioned comrades? I will look around the barracks and the north side of town. You will focus your search to the south. This is what I want for Bard and Machines. Just to use my AoEs whenever. What do you want, Ijin? I have naught to say to the likes of you. The captain desires a chance to explain. Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to help hear out. They say you bested the lieutenant, but I'll be damned if you didn't use dirty tricks you learned from the crab in Musasai. Captain calls. What's the insurgent's sister want now? Might as well see what sort of lame excuse she's got in store. Let me see her fail. There's one? Oh, okay. Look, it's not like I mistrust you and the captain, it's just I can't work up the will to fight anymore. She wants to talk, does she? Well, I doubt anything she says will change my mind, but I'll go along with it for now. By the kami, this is awkward. Let us hear what she has to say. This better be good, or I'm going to be going to the tavern. My thanks for your help, Glide. Let's begin before they change their minds. Hear me, my comrades. In our nation, Musasai is a name that evokes loathing. All know that his were the hands that created the monster Ugetsu. All know that he evaded responsibility for fear of death. Not could it be further from the truth, for Musasai never taught that a samurai's calling is to preserve order. However, Ugetsu seeks to do the very opposite. In bringing down the Bakufu, he means to usher in such chaos as to trigger another age of blood. Ugetsu may have trained the Musasai, but he was no true pupil of his. Nay, his true pupil stands before you now, and he, like his master did, wields his katana to protect the peace. Ah, protect the peace, you like to say, but what did Musasai ever do to protect the peace? Can you tell us that? I would ask the same question. All we know is what he challenged warriors, the realm over and never was once defeated. All we know is that he challenged warriors the realm over and never was once defeated. An impressive feat to be sure, but it's neither here nor there. It takes strength to protect the peace. As we strive to hone our skills through rigorous training, Musasai honed his through duels. He brought evildoers to account as Kogarashi. He went on a quest to right wrongs as Kogarashi. Yeah. Oh. Wait a second. The Kogarashi? The mysterious samurai who roamed the land smiting the wicked when I was little? The man who protected the weak and punished common crooks and great lords alike before vanishing like the wind? It was Musasai all along. I became a samurai because of him. Me too. Kogarashi was my hero. I wanted to change the world like him. Looking back, 'twas when first I heard tell of Kogarashi that the desire to take up the katana took root in my heart. I had known that Master Musasai journeyed the land with my brother, but to think that he did so as Kogarashi, could the experience have pushed Ugetsu to his extreme beliefs? Very well, Captain. You were wrong about Musasai, but what have you to say for yourself? That's right, we haven't forgotten about that. We're brothers, the bastards that's trying to tear down our nation. How can we trust you? Enough! I've been biting my tongue, but I can't stand it anymore. Oh, what? What are you doing here? Omozi, go! Hello there, Glide. Fancy seeing me here? I shouldn't doubt. The idea occurred to me to visit Musasai's homeland, you see. Know how spontaneous I can be. But what do I find upon arriving but this painful display of narrow-mindedness? The old man would be turning in his grave. Who the hells are you? Do 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 do. Ba da 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 da. The hells are you? Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is what I did, and that was to journey with Glide and Musasai on a quest to right wrongs. We've established that you all respect and admire Musasai, who happens to be your childhood hero Kogarashi. Well then, you should know that he always say about his own countrymen that you're so focused on a person's birth, you blind yourself to his true worth. Oh, it's so bleeding obvious I can't believe I have to say this, but having a villain for a brother doesn't make Makoto a villain. In spite of their relationship, she opposes him, for God's sake. Now look at yourselves. None of you were born to samurai families, but through hard work you made it this far. Become who you wanted to be. What Makoto has done is no different. Like you, she's broken free of the shackles of her birth to live a life of her own choosing. By the Kami, why could I not see this after all we've been through together as comrades? Damn it, you're right. How many times have I had to put up with scorn because I came from a poor village, but there I was dealing with that scorn to the captain. Strike me down for a fool, I've always despised this aspect of our culture, yet all this time I remained its unwitting prisoner. Come, my friends, let us bring back those of us who are still at large. We have a battle to win and peace to protect. You're the gentleman from the inn in Ulda. I owe you a debt of gratitude. Oh, don't mention it. I'm a showmaster by trade, and words are my domain. Swords, not so much, so I'll bow out here. Oh, I think I'll go and take a dip in one of these hot springs I've heard so much about. You came all the way from Ulda, I just remember. The rest I leave in your capable hands, Glide. Put a stop to Getsu and give the old man the peace he deserves. Yosh! What is this? I don't want to do that. How do I do that? The appointed hour is nigh. Let us make for the field of battle, for the Isle of Becco. How do I do that emote? I forget how do you do this one. What do you need to do this one? I wonder what it is. I don't think it's any of these. Rally? Wait, where's the me? Oh, I don't see that here. Oh, there it is. So then, yeah, I don't know where it is. Whatever. I'll be back real quick. These, they're bad. Where is this? Ah. What the hell? Oh my lord. Okay, okay. It's time for this battle. Sing it up. We ready. Fight like we never fought before. All wayward members are returned, and all with their resolve restored. Let us go and face Gosetsu. Ugetsu. Will this false peace continue, or will the fires of true change sweep across the land? Today we decide Hingashi's history. Today we decide whose path is right, Musosai's or mine. There is but one among you worthy of being my opponent, he who trained under mine own master. Come, Glide, show me the strength of your conviction. Turn up! Ugatsu! Wait, what? My buttons, they're not working. Wait! Wait! My Hakaze changed? Such nostalgic blade work. There's no doubt under who you trained, but no amount of the Sosai's training will grant you victory over me. You have learned well. Not fall so pretty. I shall release my true strength. Steel yourself. Hey Genie, what is this? What's going on? What the hell is he doing? Blades surround the moon. This guy is going crazy. You're surpassing strong, that much I'll allow. But I have a mission to realize. I will give Hingashi true peace. When I accomplish this, I will not fall. In the snow blooms, the blade sings. Is this Musosai's technique? No, so much undone. Odogetsu defeated. Impossible. Run away. It's over. We're finished. No, it's not. Odogetsu is wrong. It's a good thing I'm overgeared. Cut him down! Do it! Makoto! What do you say? Stay your blade. Well, why do you stay your blade? It is over. The heavens have chosen. Now strike me down. A samurai must be decisive. Finish me, or I shall finish you. Good. You've grown, sister. A strong little sister. Come, my friends, let us return to the barracks. I was gonna continue Shadowbringers, but this took longer. Well, it didn't even take longer than expected, but I think it's a Friday night. I don't know. I'm gonna do some other stuff, I think. Like Eureka, some Eureka grind or something. I don't even know. Maybe I'll tank. I don't know. I'll continue Shadowbringers tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow sounds good. We've succeeded in quelling a major threat to the nation, and it was in no small part due to you, Glad. You have my eternal gratitude. While not all insurgents are accounted for, without a leader to unite them, they will eventually scatter to the winds. As for me, my appointment as captain of the Sekizukumi has since been made official. Tis a heavy burden, but I swear to bear it with honor and live up to Captain Kongo's faith in me. Meanwhile, the revelation of Kogorashi's true identity has been doing its rounds of our order. It would seem that all of our younger members idolize him and joined out of the desire to make a difference. And embarking upon his quest, I believe that Master Musasai in part wished to sow the seeds of the new generation. Ugetsu sought the quick path to change and cared not that it was fraught with strife and suffering. He saw Hingashi as a dilapidated house fit only to be torn down. But Master Musasai sought to restore this house, board by board, nail by nail, one injustice at a time. When should it take several lifetimes? To ensure that his legacy lives on, I will embark upon my own quest of change here in Kugane, and I pray that you will do the same no matter where your road takes you. Eastern bound. Thank you, Makoto, for everything. Where do I rank them? Black Mage, Ninja, Machinist, Samurai, then Red Mage. In terms of how good the quests are. Sam, I am. I should mention that we welcomed an unexpected group of recruits of late Ugetsu's former minions. They were deeply remorseful of their actions, and I decided that they deserved a second chance. For their methods were unconscionable, they bear no less love for the nation than us. The fervor with which they go about their duty is a testament to this. But by the same token, it means that the Sekizukumi and the insurgents were but two sides of the same coin. But one misstep, and I may have ended up on the same side as my brother. But here I am now, and here I shall stay. With Master Musasai's teachings ever guiding me, I shall continue striving to change the realm, one injustice at a time. What is a samurai? Glad if I did not know better, I would think you are making mock of me. But I shall humor you nonetheless. Simply put, a samurai is a warrior who fights with a katana. Our techniques were born during the Age of Blood, a period of great strife and conflict in Hingashi. Katana, yeah. I am ashamed for I have doubted you. I admired Kogurashi in my childhood, and I believe I speak for all here when I say that I am both honored and grateful for your aid. If we are to approach the mastery of Mr. Musasai and your good self, we must be relentless in our training. By defeating her brother, Makoto has severed all ties with her past. If there had been any who doubted her fitness as captain, there are certainly none now. Alright, so what am I gonna do? I'm not continuing the main quest yet. Maybe some main scenario leveling. I don't know, I'll figure out something else. But yeah, that's it for now.